I would like to start off this very quick stream by saying to Clay that I lied to you. What I told you just earlier today, I lied and I'm breaking my own rules. And I'm also cheating on Monster with a Red Bull. I think that I just might have just come up with a new favorite patch for the MXR bass synth. Now listen, I don't have the camera set up and all that so you can see the pedal. But if you own the pedal, it is the first red. What's up, Clay? It's the first red preset. All right. I've been playing around with the compressor in there to tame it up a little bit, but I took this one, the first red preset, which is similar to the Sledgehammer. I took that, I turned the mix down a little bit, and I added the second voice. Yeah, this is a 265. I just added the extra voice by accident, really. There's a little tracking thing right there. How's the sound? Ooh. So I got the mix up a little hot right now. Let's see. There's some tracking, some latency, some tracking issues. It's also how I'm playing. Now, that against what bug issues are you talking about? Because I haven't had any problems with the pedal, me personally. Now, see, I want to play that. This is the octave pedal. The pedal, the octave with envelope. That's one of my favorite sounds. That right there. Okay, let's go back to the MXR. Woo! Now I got two. I got two now that modded out. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Now, I'm going to say, you heard how it clipped a little bit and there was some tracking there? You got to really, like, I'm being a little ridiculous right now, but you have to be, you got to modify your plan a little bit. So I just didn't dig as hard. Oh, so Chevy says, I love that, but what would you use it for? I play funk music. I use it all the time. I was using it last night. I use it for that kind of stuff. What else did I use it for? Damn, what else did I use it for last night? I cannot remember. That specific. Which specific? Are you talking about? This one? Oh, I changed it. Hold on. This one? I didn't save it. I didn't save it. Dude, I didn't save it. Silly. I didn't save it. What? I didn't save it. See? Messing around with y'all, man. I get it back, though. So there's the raw sound. That's the one that's in there already. Turn down that, I might use it for soloing, depending on the. Ooh. So I can't read. Iron Activist says the absence of easy saving recall is a key failing. You know what? I wouldn't call it a failing, but I would say this. It is not, and I was talking to one of the homies in the Bay the other night. What's up? I'm born here. The other night about it, and he was talking about the additional pedal. I'm not buying an additional pedal to flip through presets, right? Now, I said this with my Novation, the Novation bass station. It's got 100 slots. I use maybe 4 sounds out of that thing. Maybe 4. And I may tweak them on the, I tweak them on the fly. So, you know, there's the tyranny of choice with Baseline Project. What's up? And the gang's all here. There's like, this tyranny of choice. I want y'all to hearken back real quick. Now, just some of you old heads are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. I want you to think back to the days when you had maybe a Tascam 424 Or let me bring it even more old school, when you had 2 tape decks and you recorded one thing, and then you took the tape and you put the tape in front. Maybe y'all weren't poor like me, because I was poor, right? And so you had them things and you overdub, back and forth to where you had like a generation of a generation of a generation, and you were hella proud of it. But let's go back to the Tascam 424. You had that, and maybe you had one of those little Yamaha keyboards or the Alesis keyboard. Maybe you had the Ensoniq. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And you were like way more creative with a little bit of stuff. But then when you got like the Alesis QS7 I had the QS6, I think. And you had all these sounds. You got 1,000 sounds. And, you know, most of them are unusable. You might break it down to like 3 or 4. You know what I mean? That's me. Now that's just me. I be wanting to get the you know, the most out of the least. Because if I have too many things that I got to fool with, I feel like, I don't know. Then I get look, I'm gonna just tell y'all. I'm convinced that I have some undiagnosed ADHD. At this point, and I never wanted to accept that, but I have the attention span of a toddler. All right, and it don't take a long time to notice that. It's just what it is. But on my board right now, I got a tuner, I got the bass synth, I got a compressor, I got an octave pedal, a filter, and now my Phase 90. But I'm gonna be honest. I'll use that when something special come on. I'll kick that synth pedal on, and the band leaders be like, "I hear you, boy. I hear you, boy." But most of the time, I'm gonna tell you, 99.9%. Okay, 99% of the time, for me, it's gonna be these two: the octave and the filter. Now that's me. And with the Phase 90, doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? It'll be that. I'll use the Phase 90 for solos too. Although on this particular Phase 90, they make one, I didn't even know, but they have one that's specifically for bass. But mine is tricked out, and I don't really care. You know, the bottom will come out just a little bit, but I'm not tripping on that. You know what I mean? So, but last night, was it last night? Yes. So if you have the MXR and you kick that thing on and you're not ready for it, you'll notice that it is loud. It's loud. So if you hold down the shape knob and turn the mix, you can adjust that. You can adjust that. Those secondary layers are really kind of clutch. Mad at it. There it is. Open that cutoff a little bit. Okay, there's some tracking issues right there. But when am I gonna? Me personally, I would adjust if I were doing that. I would adjust the sound and all that. If I were gonna use the sound like this, I would probably use it higher. Know what I mean? But what I have found is that this pedal is not something, it's not just plug and play. You know, a lot of times we get a pedal and it's plug and play, instant gratification. Oh, I have another octave pedal that I didn't even remember that I had. Uh-oh. We breaking stuff. We breaking shit around here. We dropped a whole bunch of stuff. So somehow I ended up with an extra one of these. I don't know how. This was a fun pedal for a little while. But that upper octave sound, that thing started getting played to me. If I had room, this would go back on the board. This chorus pedal. Obviously, I'm an MXR guy. I'm an MXR fan. From way back. Way back. Now, this guy, this is the original filter twin from Aguilar, which is also cool. But it's a different vibe. It is definitely a different vibe than the MXR. And the only way I could say, I think I would say that this one is a little bit more vocal. Let me think about that. It doesn't really, what I like to have, I like to be able to add my dry signal into an effect. I don't want all effect. I'm never going to be like all effect, especially in, first of all, in my recording experience, my personal recording experience, I rarely have recorded recorded with an effect on the track. You know what I mean? Yeah, because once you know what I mean, when you print with an effect, it's like a haircut. You can put more on, but you can't take more. You can't take it off. You know what I mean? So you can take some. You can take more. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah. So anyway, I got to get back in the shed, man, because I do have a song that I really need to get under my fingers before rehearsal tomorrow. I have an early morning rehearsal, so I'm doing, Ari Title does a thing called Very Good Tuesdays at the Maple Leaf, and he called me for that tomorrow. Last week, George Porter did it, and it's, Very Good Tuesdays, this is actually be my first one planned. I used to sub for the Rumble, formerly Chawa, when I first moved back to New Orleans, but there are no songs. It's basically an orchestrated jam. And George Porter did it last week. Let's see. But I got some stuff I'm doing, and then playing on Wednesday, playing tomorrow. On Thursday, I'm doing back-to-back in one club. So I'll be there from 6 to 9. Yeah, 6 to 9. And then this cat just asked me if I could do that night. And I'm like, well, shit, I'll already be there. So I might as well just keep my stuff on the stage and do it. Hold on a second. This him right here. All right, bro. I'll already be there, like I said, so I might as well just leave my stuff on the stage. Period. That's gonna be a extra $230,000. Anywho, listen. I appreciate y'all, man. I would say if you get the pedal, the MXR pedal, spend some time with it. I have a low ticket product called the Synth Bass Cookbook. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna leave it in the chat right now. I have the Synth Bass Cookbook and a Synth Bass for Bass Players course. Now, the Synth Bass for Bass Players course is some iconic songs, but that is focused on synth bass, key bass, as they call it. The Synth Bass Cookbook has presets for both the Novation and for the MXR. And in this cookbook, what I talk about in there is really giving you some ideas about, not some ideas, but breaking down what the fundamentals of synthesis. All right. Oscillators, waveforms, filters. And I don't mean filter like the, you know what I mean? Like the filter pedal. I mean, how you shape a sound, how you shape a waveform with the filter section. And when you understand principles, you can apply that to other things. It's just like when you look at your bass. If you pick up any bass, that bass is going to have 4 or 5 or 6 strings. And the extra string never bothered me because, they're the same 4 strings are on a 5 string that are on a 4 string, right? The same notes are on that bass as well. The bodies may be different or whatever, but the principles are the same. A better example might be, who remembers Cakewalk? How many of y'all used Cakewalk back in the day? Is Cakewalk even still around? If you use Cakewalk, Reason, Ableton, Studio One, all of those things are DAWs, digital audio workstations. And even though they operate, they have different bells and whistles, they're essentially the same thing. You know what I mean? And if you've operated a Tascam 424 like some of you old people have, the concept is the same. Anywho's, I'm going to get back in the shed, man. 31 people here, 12 likes. What? Boy, I want to come to your house. I'm not coming to your house. I'm in a good mood this afternoon. Maybe it's the Red Bull. Look, I'm going to get on out of here, get back in the shed. But check out the Synth Bass Cookbook. I pinned it in the comments. Can I? Oopsies. Oh, there it is. But you can't write, or you can't read that. I put it in the comments. Go and check it out. The Synth Bass Cookbook is only $10. It's only $10. It's a PDF download. Only $10. And the Synth Bass for Bass Players course is $29. Well worth it. Again, talking about the fundamentals of synthesis. Some scalar stuff is primarily scales, minor modes, scales used in funk, little things used in funk and R&B music. So you can check that out as well. I highly recommend, if you're a bass player, I'm going to leave you with this. The best thing I ever did for my bass playing, but really my overall musicianship, was getting friendly with the piano. The keyboard landscape. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. There's a reason why the keyboard player is usually, God, I can't even believe I'm about to say it, one of the smartest people in the room. I'll say one of the smartest people in the room. Anyway, y'all, you know what it is, man. Nah, I can't let you watch. Nah, you can't. No. Not on a live stream. Not on a live stream. I do have some more content coming out where I am walking you through the entire process of how I learn a tune. I was just looking at a text from another band leader. Let me read this text to you. About, and these are the kind of texts you might get from time to time. And he thought, I don't know if he thought the text was hardcore. I didn't take it as hardcore at all. I just take it like, know your shit. So I play in another band here in New Orleans. You can tell I kind of rotate around different things. And this particular band has 2 or 3 bass players that rotate. And so there's a group thread, and he says, if you are on this text thread, you are not a sub. You are the first calls. You've all had the tunes long enough, and I pay you a pro rate for a consistent Wednesday hit. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What is that saying? That's saying, hey, y'all got a Spotify playlist with all the tunes. Learn all those tunes, because you don't know which one I'm going to call and when I'm going to call it. And since I pay you, I'm not really trying to hear you don't know it. All right? So that's, you feel me? That's what it is. And then he says, effective immediately. I will be calling Rhino Dub by the Motet at every show. Know it. So I did do a whole video. You got to wait until it comes out because I got other videos scheduled. It has a bar 3-4. You guys are big boys. Please know where it's at. The timing for the lick is always the same as long as you know where 1 is. I'll also be calling Binky by a Snarky Puppy at every show. And also The Most Beautiful Girl in the Room by Flight of the Conchords at every gig. So that's the world that I live in. If you saw the video that I sent out, that I put out today, that's just kind of the world I live in. And I always think it's like, do I always get it right? No. Excuse me, I'm getting over a thing. Absolutely not. I don't always get it right. And we don't rehearse. There is no rehearsal, right? But the show shouldn't be people just kind of farting off. You know what I mean? I wasn't there, but Dua Lipa spent her 30th birthday in this random joint on Frenchman. So like you never know who's gonna be there and all that kind of stuff. So, but if the band leader, I've always been like, if you send me a list, I'm gonna know what's on that list. I'm gonna make my best effort to know everything that's on that list, especially if you're paying me. And the guy pays me pretty well, so plays me pretty well for a gig that ain't but like 15 minutes away from my house, if that. And and it's a nice group of guys. It's a really nice group of guys. And they, since I came in on the first night and subbed, they have shown me love and respect me, and it's always a good hang. So, especially when it's all that, I'm like, yo, let me make sure I put my homework in. So I'm out of here, y'all. Listen, it ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. Peace.